Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe sees you walk the same routes and do the same things over and over again, all while a voice in your head sarcastically belittles you. It's a perfect allegory for real life. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe sees you walk the same routes and do the same things over and over again, all while a voice in your head sarcastically belittles you. It's a perfect allegory for real life. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe sees you walk the same routes and do the same things over and over again, all while a voice in your head sarcastically belittles you. It's a perfect allegory for real life. So, Ollie, have you played the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe?
No, I would like to though.
It's a very interesting and unique game, in my opinion. There's no story to speak of. You are Stanley, a blank office worker who pushes buttons according to commands on a screen. One day the commands stop coming and you discover that everyone else in the office is gone and you are left alone with the only voice in the game, who is a narrator that guides you along. The game then becomes a surreal exploration of free will as you either obey or defy the narrator, resulting in dozens of different endings. I'd say if you like the film Being John Malkovich or things like Black Mirror or Severance, then this game will resonate with you a lot. The gameplay is that of a walking simulator, except you actually move quite fast, and you can interact with various things along the way or choose to just do nothing. What's truly great about this game is it seems like everything you can think of has been covered by the devs. So I thought I was really clever at the start of the game, and I just closed the door to Stanley's office and stayed inside, and then this turns out to be an ending for the game.
Oh wow.
And it's genuinely, it felt like at times that someone had created a game to combat my specific mind.
Yeah.
Every little weird thing I thought of and did, the narrator would just be like, well, I knew you were going to do that. And he'd have like this sarcastic comment about it, like a really disappointed parent. Stanley Parable is heavily focused on kind of player agency versus narrative control and the illusion of choice in video games, and it goes to great lengths to explore these with you. As you walk around and do things and explore the game through the wonderful narrator, is literally conversing with you. It asks you sort of why you're doing these things and if you could be doing them any better. It toys with the old phrase that insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. It's a real thinking man's game, this. And I don't mean like it's all highfalutin and you wouldn't get it sort of shit. I mean that before you play this, you almost need to be ready to get deeply philosophical with yourself about how and why you do some of the things you do. I honestly couldn't believe how much this game just made me question things about myself, the world, everything. Especially because the game's so stupid in places as well. But that kind of makes the times when the game's not stupid that much better.
Yeah.
A big shout out, obviously, to the narrator, played by Kevin Brighting, without whom the game would be nothing. His narration is overflowing with humour, smugness, sarcasm, existential dread, and so much more, as well as just being overtly meta and fourth wall breaking. It's no joke to say that this might be one of the best and my favourite voice acting performances of all time.
Wow.
It's truly incredible. The Ultra Deluxe version of this game, which is the one I played, adds a bunch of content to the game as well. There's a memory lane bit where the game kind of reflects on its own legacy from 2013, wherever the original came out. And the narrator goes through a bunch of Steam reviews, which is really good. It's really funny. There's a sequel room, which basically takes the piss out of how sequels are developed and marketed, which is also great. It says things like, you go in and because you can't jump in the main game, so there's a jump function that's in like the sequel demo, and it's just a circle on the ground, and just in that circle you can jump from. It's so stupid. There's also the bucket, which is quite literally just a metal bucket that appears in the main story after you've found it in the sequel bit. And it just adds a bunch of different endings to the game if you're carrying it while you do stuff. And it's enormous. It takes up like half the screen, but there's loads of different endings that need you to have this bucket with you. It's so stupid. All in all, I think this is an incredible game. I think it's a masterpiece, in fact.
Yeah.
Not, I think when you think masterpiece, you think, oh, I think this is the best game of all time. It's probably not the best game of all time in terms of being a video game, but it's a masterpiece in how it executes what it stands out to do and what it tries to do. And it's so strangely unique and interesting. And it made me think about like quite a few things while I was playing the game, especially sort of when it, how it it made me think a lot about my relationship with gaming and the gaming industry as a whole. And most of all, it's just really funny. It's just outlandishly funny. I don't know how many people are looking to laugh while you play games, but if you are, then you don't have to look any further than this game. It's really, really funny. So, Ollie, have you played the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe?
No, you already asked me that,
Well, that's the point of the... Well, you better ask me a different question then.
Well, I will, but no, I agree with you about the whole masterpiece, best game of all time conversation. I think masterpiece is like more of an objective statement.
Yeah.
Whereas you could ask 10 people what the best game of all time is and they could all give you different answers.
Yeah.
So I agree, but you think it's a masterpiece. Is it incredible for platinum hunters like yourself?
I don't know about the platinum. It's on one hand, the trophies are quite easy to get, but on the other hand, they're so fiddly and time consuming. For example, there's one that you get for playing the game for 24 hours on a Tuesday, and you can't cheat it. You just have to leave the game on for 24 hours across where you have to do a full Tuesday or, cumulatively across different Tuesdays. It's just
so
really
you
long.
Have to put it on at midnight on Tuesday, as Monday turns to Tuesday.
You could put it on 0000 on a Tuesday, and then when it flicks over, you get the achievement. I did it across. Well, you can cheese it a little bit. I sort of left it on for about 8 hours on Tuesday. Then I changed the game's clock to make the next day Tuesday, and I did the same thing. I just did that like a couple of times. But yeah, it's just so annoying to get. There's another one for playing the game again in 10 years. Which again, you've just got to mess about with the internal clock. It's just kind of fiddly. Like, especially if you don't know how to do it. I didn't really know how to change the clock settings and stuff.
So you didn't earn this platinum.
Well, I mean,
everyone check back in 2035.
Yeah, the Ultra Deluxe. When did that come out? Probably a couple of years ago, 2022, 2023. So no one can have it on the Ultra Deluxe version yet. So people might have got it for the original. And there's another one where you've got to do stuff in game, and then you've got to like reboot the game, but it obviously don't tell you you've got to reboot the game. And because of how the PS5s work now, I just put it into rest mode all the time. So I don't necessarily, if I'm playing the same game for a while, I don't even necessarily reboot the game. I just leave it in rest mode and then come straight back into it. So I don't know if I'd have even got that trophy if I was just playing blind, because I just want to boot it up the game again. But if you can be arsed with all the faff, then it's an easy enough platinum to get. And just to play, definitely. There's some games that I'd recommend, like 100% recommend, just because of how unique they are, and this is one of those games. If I ever made a list of games to try before you croak it, then this would be on there, I think, along with like Doki Doki Literature Club and stuff like that, where I just think like they're so unique and cool and thoughtful of how people have created them and what they try to achieve and put out by doing it, that I think you sort of need to play games like this before you stop playing games for whatever reason. So yeah, I would recommend just to play. And then to finish off, the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe sees you walk the same routes and do the same things over and over again, all while a voice in your head sarcastically belittles you. It's the perfect allegory for real life. Goodbye.